Hey, welcome to Game Brigade. My name is Brian. Thank you for joining me. Today, we're going to be talking about the Awakened Realms Castles of Burgundy Special Edition because the late pledge just opened up. So if you either missed the campaign or have never late pledged before, or if you back the campaign, you need to make sure you finalize your pledge, this video is for you. We're going to talk very quickly about Castles of Burgundy, but we're going to dive into each of the pledges, discuss what's in them, and then we're also going to show you how to late back if you've never done that before. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so Castles of Burgundy Special Edition. This is a game that was originally created by Stefan Feld, and it's basically one of the most highly touted Euro games out there, where players are going to be rolling dice, drafting tiles, and trying to place them on their duchy board, trying to create the best locations possible to create the best trade routes and get the most points. It's a Euro. You know, you're trying to get victory points. It's a Euro. You're going to have these custom-made player boards, which you can insert your duchy tiles in. There's a whole bunch of duchy tiles to make a whole bunch of different variety. You got the main board, and the special thing about this game, the reason this was designed, is that Castles of Burgundy was always known to be a little ugly. It was never the most aesthetically pleasing game, but the gameplay was so good that it held the game up to a high tier. Like, it was just like, this is such a good freaking game. So Awakened Realms said, what could we do if we took this game, kept the original charm and the gameplay elements the same, but really upped the ante, so if people were looking for a Deluxify experience, they would have it. So that's what this is. So if you're looking for a Deluxify experience, if you're a gamer who likes having those Deluxify components because you like to have a little bit something nicer when you're playing board games, this video is definitely, or this game is definitely going to be it for you. So we're going to talk about the special rewards. So if you want to make a selection or change your selection, because things have kind of changed a little bit, so if you want to make some different decisions, this is going to be where you're going to start. The first thing we want to talk is about what is the standard game. This is the special edition gameplay all in. Basically includes all the gameplay elements. So if you're looking for just, I want everything to play with, but not too much fancy stuff, you get some fancy stuff, but not too much fancy stuff, this one is for you. You're coming in around $99, 95 euros. They're relatively the same right now in terms of the trade charts. You got those 16 castle miniatures, 4 double-layered player boards, 60 plus duchy boards, so many duchy boards. The bigger Hextiles, metal coins, dice, and the insert, the quality new insert. So here's an example of what your player board will be. You'll insert your duchy board here. You place your castle, which kind of represents your castle. I guess that's what it is. And then you have everything you need to play here. But the board is actually going to be this acrylic overlay, which you insert the duchy boards in, and as I said, there's a whole stack of these to make a bunch of different variety of options to make gameplay kind of unique and fun, which is incredibly cool. And then here is the standard player board, which everyone will be utilizing, which is where you take your dice rolling, you take your actions, and then you draft different tiles based on their locations here on what you roll with the dice. And so that's it. But what else are you getting in this gameplay all-in? Well, the cool thing is you're going to get all of the existing expansions. In this special edition version, we've gathered all the official expansions that have ever been produced, and of course, a new royal look, which is incredibly cool. So you got the, I really don't want to go through every single one, but you can see here, there's a bunch of new expansions to add additional content to the game, which is going to be all available in the single box for your convenience in a nice little insert that they've created to make everything fit great and clean, which is cool. But some people said, you know, I like the upgrades, I like everything about it, but I don't want the castle miniatures. They're really not for me. I really don't want the plastic. Well, they made a pledge level just for those people. So this is going to be a little bit cheaper. You can see the cost here, 90 to 85 euro, a little bit cheaper, but you're basically going to be cutting out that castle miniature. So this won't be including those, but you're going to get everything else is going to be exactly the same. Everything is going to be identical. You got the cardboard tokens and all the other expansion pieces, but you're not going to include those castle miniatures. So there's going to be no miniatures within this. You can see that's been cut out. The Royal Pledge. Now, this is what I originally backed. This is the one that I felt was the best value. It's the one I felt like I was most confident in. We can talk about this one, which also interesting. As you can see here, this is for people who are new to GameFound. You can see Royal Pledge Sundrop. You've got the location here. It shows you all the items. But this says this product consists of these, and you can see all the items. If you want more information, let's say stretch goals, all you got to do is click it, and it'll tell you what it is. Or if I want to see more information on the playmat, I can click this and see more information on this playmat specifically. Or if I want to see the upgraded Hextiles that are included in this, I can click that and see exactly what they're talking about. So let's talk about the upgraded Hextiles, because that's going to be one of the new items in this pledge level. Basically, it's replacing all of the cardboard pieces that were part of the game and replacing them with these nice acrylic tokens. Basically going to make the game last a lifetime. You could pass this game on. It will never degrade, like cardboard tokens, which when you play a lot, and a game like Castles of Burgundy is a game that people really get their play out of. These tokens are meant to withstand that kind of wear and tear. So you'll be replacing all of those cardboard tokens, and you can see here that they have a 2mm size, so you have the cardboard, to a full 4mm size. So it's going to be a little chunky, a little sizey there. So that's the upgraded hex tiles if you wanted those. And of course, it's also going to include the playmat. So this playmat's going to replace the board that's in the center if you're looking for that. Playmats are kind of hit and miss. Some people love playmats because they're really good in terms of the feel, the texture. Sometimes they're a little bit larger, and you don't have any creases. You know, if you have to fold those boards up and together, you don't have any of those creases to have to deal with. But, you know, they're also hard to store. And if the game doesn't come with a dedicated storage solution within the main box, which I do not believe this one does, then it gets a little more complicated because you're like, wow, where do I put it? Do I have to put it underneath the table? Do I have to put it in the corner? So those are things we have to be aware of. The final thing is Sundrop. Well, what is Sundrop? I hear that question all the time. People aren't sure what it is. And if you come down here, you can see that this castle miniature kind of has a little coating on, a little different color spectrum to it. That is the Sundrop technique, where it's an inking oil wash that Awakened Realms has perfected with their manufacturing company to really bring out the highlights and color designs for these miniatures. And I've even seen them take them where they have different color washes, and I'm not specifically sure what they're going to do with this one, but you can see an example here of what that wash may look like, where you're going to have those different, basically all the textures highlighted. Now let's go back up here to a standard one with no Sundrop, so you can see the differences of what I'm talking about. So these are with no wash. Still looks good, but any kind of those brick details or anything down here are easily more seen with a Sundrop wash. So that's what that's referring to when they're talking about the Sundrop. The new pledges I want to talk about, we're going to skip the Special Edition Gameplay Group Pledge. That's obviously, if you have a group, you're looking at that. Let's talk about the Majestic Pledge, because there's some interesting things that have changed with this one. So you've got the same thing. We've got the Special Edition. We've got the stretch goals. You got the playmat. We got the upgraded Hextiles. But the newest part about this one is the terrain pack, which is also going to be Sundropped. So there's a whole bunch of things. You got 150 new miniatures being added to this pledge, basically replacing all of those acrylic tiles that we originally were looking at, all those cardboard tiles or acrylic tiles, and replacing them with miniatures that match the location item, like the farm or the mine. Whatever it may be, we're going to be replacing those here with that, so you can kind of get an idea of what those are. When I saw this, in my brain immediately went back to the Terraforming Mars big box with the all the bling out expansion, which basically made Mars look really cool as you're kind of building it out. That's what this is going to be. As you're kind of building out your duchy and your whole your region, your kingdom, you get to actually see it kind of grow and become shaped. This would look really cool painted. In fact, they have some examples here. I think this would just be so cool. You can see some of the sheep and goats. Just definitely awesome. Now, I will admit, this does say, if you click on the terrain pack, it does say this item cannot be added to your pledge separately. That stinks, because it's a little redundant, I believe. Now, I obviously haven't seen a prototype of these. I don't know what they look like. But it's a little redundant to have a 3D terrain pack to replace the cardboard hexes, but also have me purchasing the upgraded Hextile acrylics. because these are replacing the cardboard pieces, which you're not going to need anymore. But now we're replacing these with some 3D miniatures. So these aren't going to be needed. The only thing is, like, if there's maybe something you have to have both of them on the board. I'm not sure. I'm not aware of that. They weren't very clear of that, what I could see. It says the special edition 3D pack includes 159 beautiful miniatures in Sundrop pre-paint, representing all Hextiles from the game. The minis are designed to replace the hexes used in the basic game. So that's a little unfortunate that you are going to be forced, if you take the Majestic Pledge, to get those acrylic tiles. If you wanted to do an add-on, let's say we backed the special edition gameplay all-in add-on here, but we want to specifically add certain things, but we don't want the sun drop or we don't want the playmat. You can come down here and just add to pledge something specifically that you want to do, which is completely fine. If you want to do the terrain pack, which is fine, or if you want to do just the upgraded hex tiles, that's something to consider as well. The other thing that is brand new, this was just released, are the upgraded tokens acrylic. This is basically taking everything else that's in the game and saying, hey, you know what? There were some parts, there were some items that were cardboard. Why not we just Deluxify the entire game, make this game completely, you know, blinged out? And that's what this is doing. So it's taking all the rest of the tokens throughout the game and basically changing them to acrylic. So if that's something you're looking for, you can just add that to your pledge. So let's go through that. Let's show how I might back something if I were to back a campaign. So the first thing we do is we click the rewards on the left, and that'll take us to this section here. And then we're going to select an option. I'm going to click the Special Edition Gameplay All-In. And from here, you have to select a language. You can click the drop-down menu and select which language is best for you in your region and what you like to speak or read. I'm going to select English and click Confirm. Now, I can continue browsing or I can submit my pledge. I want to continue browsing because I want to come down here to the add-ons and see if there's anything that's interesting to me. I think I would like to add in the terrain pack because that'll be great for me. I want to replace my cardboard tokens, and we're going to continue browsing. And then I'm going to add the upgrade tokens acrylic to my pledge. And that we can click Submit Pledge. You can't see it, but it's on the right-hand side, and that'll bring us to this section here. So here we can see the Special Edition Gameplay All-In. You can see what I have, and then we've got the Terrain Pack and the Upgraded Tokens Pack, which comes to a subtotal of 3 items at 210 euros. From here, we'll have to blur that out so you guys can't see that, but you're going to enter your information, enter your billing information. You'll click Continue. It'll also show you the cost for shipping down here at the bottom, so you could be aware of that. And you click Continue, and that's it. And you basically go to the payment selection. I am not going to be adding any of my payment information, as you guys would well be aware of that. But you would enter anything here that you would want to pay, and you're done. And from that point on, you could then go to your account where you can see all your backed projects, and you can make changes, add things if you want, or you can request a refund if you want to reduce some things. But that'll always be on the back end with GameFound. So that's it. So hopefully this video was helpful for you guys in seeing what you might want to pick out in the Awakened Realms Special Edition Castles of Burgundy Pledge Manager. Let me know in the comments section if this is a video that might be interesting. I've done these types of late pledge videos in the past, and I'm wondering, maybe I should make them a little bit more common, especially for the games that I'm most interested in, because I think it might be good for you guys to check out. So I'm going to let this wrap up and get out of here. Thank you for watching. I'm going to let you guys go. Talk to you soon. Bye.